What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Season 3 is here, and oh boy, the tide is turning. Do you feel it? Matchmaker fixes, an insanely good battle pass, dozens of balance changes, earnable credits, skin price cuts, and an absolute breath of fresh air coming from the head honcho himself, Jared Neuss. We've got a lot to talk about, but spoiler alert, I'm back, baby, and if these improvements are a sign of things to come, I'm back in a big way. You'd be forgiven for kind of scratching your head after that statement. Overwatch news is still pretty scattered, so maybe you've only heard or seen some of what's changed. Between the forums, Twitter, blogs, and interviews with various creators, you really need to spend a lot of time finding, collecting, and considering it all. But that's what I'm here for, and in doing so, I stumbled across some serious bombshells. I'm excited, and you should be too. Let's do it! We need to start with a recent interview SVB had with Jared Neuss, the executive producer of Overwatch, and John Spector, the commercial lead. SVB's an awesome dude, one of our best creators. Links to the interview and his channel are below. Please go check him out. Now, in my Season 2 preview video, I somewhat jokingly compared Jared Neuss to Neo from The Matrix and said this. So, how do I feel at the start of Season 2? Well, the most important thing about the season is that I'm already looking past it, hoping for real change in Season 3 because of the addition of this man, Jared Neuss. Well, it looks like that bet's paying off. I'm going to play 3 clips for you, and if that's all you take from this video, that's fine, but I guarantee they'll make you smile.
When I think about our goals for the year, making the game feel more rewarding is like the top goal. Not like the top goal. It is the top goal. It is the thing that we really need to nail. Because when new players come in, if they don't feel rewarded, they're going to leave. And people who've been in the game forever, if they continue to not feel rewarded, they're going to leave. And that's totally justified. So we have to fix it. You know, the biggest drought, I think, in Overwatch history in terms of content and engagement with the community was around the time where the team was really focused on making and shipping Overwatch 2, and a big component of that, was obviously PvE. I think what the team learned from that, and this is obvious to everybody watching the stream, I'm sure, is that was a mistake. And like the core of this game is the PvP game that everyone's not playing. The case. Like the primary focus, like I gave a presentation about this to the leadership team last year. Like the primary focus for this year is supporting their players, like not supporting future players or the dream of future players who want to come in and play something else, but the players that we have today, like the people that are there day in and day out. Because if we don't do that, there is no game. There is no Overwatch. There's no Overwatch team. There's nothing else, right?
Think about what you just heard. That's Jared Neuss. The buck stops with him. Everything Overwatch is under his purview. The primary focus of this year is, and I quote, supporting players, and not future players or the dream of future players, but the players we have today. Wow. Look, as pessimistic as I've been about Overwatch 2, Jared's presence is honestly helping. He's saying all the right things, and in his first full season, Season 3, we already see big things, both in terms of quantity and quality of changes. I'm telling you, Neo to the rescue, right? All the gossip of him being an industry superstar sure just got a lot more real. By the way, the full interview's about an hour long, and SVB asks some seriously good questions, like he flat out says, why are skins so expensive? They also talk about the battle pass, PvE, that's a big one, they go into that, and communication.
In the desert, the cheetah lives for 3 years, and the camel lives for 9.
Okay, let's talk Season 3. First, oh man, that intro music, the vibe, so good. We'll roll through the additions, changes, and fixes, summary style, and then I want to address a few specifically. Ready? Let's go. 50 plus balance changes across 27 heroes, matchmaker improvements, competitive rank improvements, map pool improvements, open queue improvements, mystery hero improvements, ping system improvements, and endorsement system improvements. But we are not done. Overwatch credits are back, Workshop Editor is back, World Cup is back, skin prices have been reduced, epic and legendary skins are now available for purchase, new map, new event, new mythic skin, new theme, new feature, Streamer Protect, there's a new feature in the in-game reporting, a new third-party collaboration, and dozens of bug fixes. That's an exhaustive list, and I honestly can't remember anything approaching that scope or scale across the entirety of Overwatch's life. Remember what I was saying about great leaders driving results? Well, the proof's in the pudding. It's fair to say the entire game is being touched in one way or another this season, and it's all good, subjective balance changes aside. My takeaway as I started seeing all this was the following. This is a sea change for Overwatch, and Season 3 will likely be a pivotal one for the franchise. It appears they're throwing everything at it in hopes of changing the narrative to something more positive. And if I read between the lines in all the recent interviews and blogs, I think Blizz isn't having a problem attracting players, but it is having a problem keeping them. Maybe I'm wrong, but John Spector flat out says they achieved their goals in terms of attracting new players for Overwatch 2. But almost immediately after, Jared starts talking about taking care of the players we have today, or else the game, might not have a future. Consider that, and then all the changes, and yeah, I think the picture starts coming into focus. The only question is this season an outlier, or can we finally start believing Blizz is listening to players and making changes pointed at game quality instead of profitability? Only time will tell, but personally, this is a really, really solid start. Again, subjective balance changes aside, everything in the game should be better in Season 3. So let's talk about a few specifically, and we'll start with the matchmaking improvements. It's beating a dead horse, but we've all seen and felt how our gameplay experience has suffered a bit in Overwatch 2, and the matchmaker is to blame. Personally, it's my biggest beef with the game, and I'm cautiously optimistic this fixes it. So, what are they doing? In Season 3, all roles will be similarly ranked, whereas previously it was teams as a whole that were similarly ranked. This caused a problem when there were big MMR discrepancies, especially considering, the gulf between certain roles' ability to carry, like Gold Tank versus Masters Tank. Game over, you know what I mean? Now, you will probably still see some pretty big MMR gaps, but at least now you can rest assured the matchmaking system put the same strengths and deficiencies on both teams. Of all the changes they announced, this one has me most excited. Moving on to balance changes. Personally, I fall on the side that would rather see this. Frequent, numerous changes instead of glacial, minute ones that alter the feel of the game as much, maybe more so than attempting to perfectly balance it. We all know games like Overwatch are never perfectly balanced anyways, so in a sense, keeping it fresh is, in a way, more important. I mean, compare Season 2 to this. Not only did Season 2 not really fix any balance issues, but the lack of material changes only served to further strain the dev-player relationship. I feel like Season 3, even if some of the balance changes are bad, sends a message to players that, we won't be sitting on broken or stale heroes or metas for months and months on end, Sojourn aside, whatever. Next up, map pools. Oh yeah, baby. Blizz agreed to remove them, but we have to wait until Season 4. They copped to what we all knew, map pools cause more harm than good, but acknowledging they were wrong is a serious breath of fresh air. In the meantime, at least we got Nambani and Havana back for Season 3. Open queue and mystery hero changes has been something I've harped on since Overwatch 2 launched. No balance changes were made for the new format, and so tanks with their boss level power essentially dominated and to a degree ruined pretty much everything that wasn't role queue. So, what are they doing? Well, health totals for all tanks have been reduced significantly in all non-role queue modes, and mystery heroes now limits each team to a maximum of 3 per role. Now, I stick exclusively to role queue, but I'm really happy improvements are being made because they are legitimately popular modes, and in a more casual focused version of the game, very legitimate selling points. And the final changes I wanted to focus on relate to monetization, and there's a lot here. Now, in researching this, I watched that SVB interview, and John Spector, who's the commercial lead, said, and I quote, "Skin prices at launch were our best guess." And I about jumped out of my seat. Best guess at what? Just how much your players will let you get away with? Are you kidding me? But immediately thereafter, Jared cleared it up. He explained, it's not a cash grab. There's a delicate balance between funding the game and creating value for players. It's a moving target and something new to Overwatch 2 they've had to sort of figure out as time moves on and they get sales data. So what are they doing about it? Well, in Season 3, Overwatch credits, currently called Legacy credits, are coming back and will be earnable in the Battle Pass. That's huge, holy cow. And to take it a step further, they've made virtually all of the epic and legendary skins available in the hero gallery permanently, and you can use the in-game credits to purchase them, and the cherry on top, skin prices are being reduced. Additionally, the Battle Pass is legit really, really good this season. Honestly, it's a huge step up, night and day levels of good. I actually bought the Ultimate Bundle, no joke. This is all a major step in the right direction. Personally, I'll probably never partake in the cash shop simply because I'm not that type of player who cares about that stuff, but I absolutely will participate in this system. Play the game as I do, complete the battle pass, earn credits, and buy some goodies. Yeah, that's exactly what we've all wanted since launch. There will be some fine tuning as time moves on, I'm sure, but I think it's fair to say they can't put this genie back in the bottle. As a player, subjective pricing aside, this type of system seems fair, and I'm appreciative. So, final thoughts. Here's how I see it. First, as a support, will my gameplay experience get any better? Yeah, absolutely, for both quick play and comp. The matchmaker fixes, competitive system changes, and all the balance changes add up to a better experience for me personally, regardless of how I play. Perfect? No, of course not, but what is, No, rather I can accept these changes as a first step and sign of things to come. Orisa and Roadhog have been reined in, but this might be offset somewhat by the ball buffs who I personally despise playing with or against, but whatever. That being said, Ryan's back and probably meta, so I'll tolerate the occasional average Andy trying to play ball in middle ranks. In the competitive environment should be fairer and more informative with quicker rank updates. Not to mention, all the other modes become relevant and worth consideration overnight. Second, will my seasonal experience get any better? Yeah, absolutely. The battle pass is great. Honestly, really good. Good job, guys. More rewards just for logging in, more rewards on the free track, more premium currency on the premium track, more earnable skins and items, and 2 events. Now, to be fair, this is a lot better, but I think there's still room for improvement. But what's important here is that it does, in fact, make the game more rewarding to play. I expect baby steps in this area for the foreseeable future, but it's definitely a good start. And finally, somewhat related to the seasonal changes, I can expect my monetization experience gets a lot better. Overwatch credits are back, prices reduced, and nearly all Overwatch skins available for purchase permanently. We'll see how it all works out, but it's looking like the pressure to pony up real-life cash for items is being removed or at least minimized. Personally, that's all I really want from the monetization. I'm fine with and encourage these studios to make money, but their occasional failure to realize a lot, maybe most of the player base wants flexibility in how they earn those items was a serious thorn in the side of the game. I feel confident saying Blizz is walking towards a healthy middle ground and not away from it now. When I consider where I was at the start of Season 2, pretty much done with Overwatch, this is mind-blowing levels of change, and good. We've never seen anything like this. I generally tell myself positive stories to make sense of the world, so take that for what it is, but I'm thinking the Overwatch team has been sitting on ideas and changes that everyone wants, including them, but for whatever reason, they just lack the political clout internally to make it happen, and at such a precipitous pace. Why now? Maybe it was performing poorly, financially speaking. Maybe it's Jared. Maybe it's the ever-encroaching Microsoft takeover. Who knows? But if I'm being honest, I don't really care. I'm a gamer, and that's why I'm here. I just want a fun game to play that treats me fairly and respects my time, and literally everything about Season 3 brings me closer to that goal. So, the big question, do I expect I'll play in Season 3? Yes. Yes, I do, and I expect I'll be playing a lot. So get your pillows ready, children, and Blizz, for the first time since Overwatch 2 launched, I'm happy to say, yes, please take my money. And with that, I'm done. Appreciate taking the time. Take care of one another, and I will see you soon.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, I know I'm gon' feed them. You for me, hope you ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted, and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crap from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood, and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite, they feeling. I could tear you apart, or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in feelings. I just need this taste in my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling.